Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's UPSC Toppers Best Answer Copy Analysis, we are going to discuss UPSC 2023 All India Rank 5 Ruhani's Answer Copy. And this discussion will be centering around our ethics answer copy strategy students. In this particular video series, you will be learning how to present your ethics answers with a required structure and what are the various creative techniques which toppers have adapted and which you can also adapt in your answers to fetch maximum marks. So today's discussion is focuses upon the challenges of corruption, this particular segment of the syllabus in our UPSC syllabus of ethics segment. Let's go into the question which has been asked, dear students. In acts of corruption, the focus is often only on the demand side of the equation, on public officials who abuse their power for private gain. Frequently, the supply side is given less attention. Those who pay bribes are sometimes depicted as innocent parties and victims of extortion practices of filthy public servants. Do you agree that collusive corruption, in which there is a willing bribe giver, is a formidable challenge for institutions fighting corruption? Overall, students, in this particular question, there has been two segments which has been asked in the question, and it's a 10 marker. We know will be given only maximum of 2 pages to present our answer. Okay, students, let's now go into the answer writing technique adopted by UPSC 2023 All India Rank 5 Rugani's answer copy. Introduction, if you look at it, corruption refers to the misuse of power for one's private gain. Example, appointing your nephew in a job. So, introduction is simple and good, and with examples, so she'll be getting easily 1 mark, students. Let's go into the conclusion. The system needs to fight against corruption by inculcating values and by using technology. Conclusion is futuristic, so she'll be getting easily 1 mark, students. Let's now go into the body of the question which has been asked here. As we know very well, in the question there are two segments, so she need to address those two segments mandatorily in her answer writing, students. If you look at it, the first particular subheading, types of corruption, focuses on the first segment of the answer, and the second subheading, collusive corruption is a challenge or not, that addresses the second segment of the question, and the third segment she talks about solution to the issue, that is what are the futuristic reforms which should be adopted or needed to eradicate this problem of corruption. So overall, students, she has given solution to the problem. That is a fantastic way of answer writing technique. Not only that, if you look at overall the presentation of the answer, it is very impressive. Why I am saying very impressive? The usage of schematic diagram, students, it is always adding value to the answer writing technique. Even when you look at the answer writing of this topper, it is looking very attractive in a very organized and very clear highlighting of that is the keywords, that is also simplifying the evaluator's role, students. If you look at the first segment, types of corruption, she has talked about two major types, non-collusive and collusive. We can call that is coercive corruption also. So the bribe taker forces them to pay the bribe. That is coercive corruption. Collusive, both parties will be willing to engage in corruption. So for coercive corruption, she is telling extortion by a policeman. Collusive corruption, to expedite the work and to avoid procedures. So she would have given examples for this collusive corruption as well, but she has missed that in her answer writing technique, students. Anyways, for this particular segment, for classification of types, she will be getting easily 1 mark for this segment. Let's now move to the next segment of the question, students. Collusive corruption is a challenge or not? One segment she has told, yes, it is a challenge. For that, public will have accepted corruption. So in that case, it will be a very big challenge because corruption is perceived to grease the wheels of government, and this corruption cannot be caught as no party will complain in that cases when collusive corruption. So usually, if it is accepted as a challenge, means then the public itself will be having that notion of we need to give the officers some kind of corruption, then only the work will be done. So that is going to be a challenge, she is telling. And if you go to the no component, that is the argument component, she is saying what are the ways in which it cannot be a challenge. So in that case, the bigger challenge will be lack of technology and increase in discretion. Since with the government department, there is increase in discretion for the officer's role. Due to that, it is encouraging corruption. No timelines for approvals, also making corruption is considered to be a natural activity. Overall, for presenting this answer on the dimensions in a very good manner by addressing the second segment, she'll be easily getting half a mark for each of the points. So she'll be getting 1.5 mark, students. Let's now go to the third major component, that is the reforms needed, faceless assessment, setting deadlines for approval for yes, any works to be done. Then single window clearance also, will simplify the corruption process or eradicate it. Body cameras to be used by traffic police and more CCTVs. Overall, if you look at it, she has written that is 5 points. You will be getting 2.5 marks for the reforms needed segment students. In this particular answer writing technique, she got for the introduction and conclusion 1 each, that is 2 marks. And for the body of the answer, she got for the first two segments 2.5, third segment 2.5. So 5 marks plus 2 marks, she has got 7 marks out of a 10-marker question. Especially extra half mark has been mainly given to this particular topper for her creative answer ratings, usage of schematic diagrams, and addressing all the segments of the question. Especially, she is attacking the question what has been asked in the second segment. Do you agree collusive corruption? She is clearly demarcating the role to the examiner. She is having both the balanced stand. Yes, also in some cases, no, also in some cases. But in conclusion, she is saying that we need to eradicate corruption by usage of technology. So overall, it is a very beautiful answer writing technique which we can also learn students. The main points to be noted from Ruhani's answer writing unique creative style is the usage of schematic diagrams and examples wherever it is required, and addressing all the dimensions of the questions asked in a clear manner. These and all will be adding value to our answer students. If you look at her GS paper 4 ethics marks out of 250, she has got 114 marks. I would say in ethics paper, you have the potential to score even up to 140 to 150, which has been scored by Animesh Pradhan and many other toppers in the past. To do that, we need to follow the basic thumb rule, students. So, what are the important takeaways or thumb rule you should be noted is structure of the answer writing is going to be very, very important in your ethics. You should have necessarily introduction, body, conclusion approach. Subheading basically depends upon the context of the question as to how many segments are there in the question, and addressing the body of the question most of the times you can do in point wise format. Only for code based question you can do paragraph format, or you can also use hybrid approach, a mix of para and point format. Usage of the various diagrams such as schematic diagram done by Ruhani is always going to catch the examiner's attention, and usage of examples also will add value to our answer students. If you incorporate these points in your answer writing technique, you can also fetch maximum marks in ethics answer paper. And if you have any doubts or challenges in ethics answer writing, you can join the Telegram group which is given in the description box below, students. Thank you.